Hey guys, it is me, and I'm recording the tutorial for the Grapevine Cardinal Wreath, which actually, I thought about it after I titled it that. This is really not a grapevine wreath. As you can see, it's a pine or a balsam base that I'm using, and I don't know why I thought that it was made using a grapevine. I guess you can use a grapevine base, but in all honesty, it's going to be a lot easier for you to attach everything that you need to attach using a pine or a balsam wreath base like I'm showing here. I actually had this one left over from Christmas, but you know, don't be mistaken into thinking that you only need to use these for Christmas time. I actually saw someone post in my other group, and I wish I had saved it. She actually made a summer watermelon wreath using a pine or a balsam base, and she put her deco mesh on, and she put her ribbons on, and a really pretty watermelon sign, and you couldn't even tell that there was a balsam base under there. She did such an amazing job, and I'm thinking maybe I'll even do a class on that. You know, you can find these online anytime during the year. If you have any left over from Christmas time, they're very reasonable to buy, plain and undecorated like this. Excuse me. And you know, you can use these as a base for anything. You know, as long as you put enough deco mesh on it and ribbon, and you're not going to be able to see that base. I wish I had saved that photograph, but anyway, as you can see, I kind of already started it. Because I wanted to make sure that I, excuse me, I'm still sick. I wanted to make sure that I could position my little birdhouse the way I wanted it. And I actually had this little birdhouse, I got them last summer. I actually got two. And this one, if you can kind of see around my little birdie here, has a little heart on it. It's kind of small. It's a little bit smaller than the one that's in the photograph, but I think once I have everything else on here, it's going to look fine. I actually had a choice between that one, and I had this one with a little butterfly on it, but I decided to go with the one that had the heart. So all I really did was this actually, and I'm sorry for my coughing. It's terrible. I'm still coughing. It had a little loopy thing on it on the top, just like this one. So all I really did was I took the little loopy thing and I kind of went behind here and I just wrapped it around one of the bars here of the balsam base, and I tied it, okay? But it still flopped around a little bit. So that's when I got my hot glue gun. And this is where you're going to find that the branches of your balsam base or your pine base are going to come in handy. Because all I did was I just glued them right to the side and to the top of the birdhouse. And so now it's on there. It's not going anywhere. Now, the birdie that you see here looks a little bit different than the one in the photograph. I couldn't find those same birds. I probably could have ordered them online, but I kind of like the way these have the little feathers on there. I got these from Hobby Lobby. And I got 3 of them, and they were only like $4. So 3 of these little cardinal birdies, and they have little wires attached. But I cut the wire off of that one so I could glue him to the birdhouse. But I kind of like the way those feathers are, even though cardinals really don't have feathers like that. I thought they were kind of cute. If you don't like them, you know, certainly look around and see if you have more of the traditional looking cardinals. But I thought these were kind of nice, and then I just went ahead and I glued him right to his little perch here. So that was the start of it. Now I think what I'm going to do, and I also have my little nest. I got my little nest online. And for some reason, I thought I was going to get 3. I don't read the description very well when I'm ordering online, sometimes when I'm in a hurry. So I only got 1. And I had originally ordered some eggs, and they ended up being a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. So I had to reorder more. And they're actually wooden. I don't know if you can really tell. but they're wooden, and I was going to paint them, and then I thought I'm just going to leave them natural like that. If you look at an actual cardinal's egg, they're like blue speckled. So, you know, we're going to cheat a little bit. So these really aren't, you know, authentic cardinal looking eggs, but you know what? I thought that looked pretty cute. I glued 3 of them in here. These eggs are 7/8 of an inch big. You may want to get a little bit smaller, but I thought these will work. I'll just go ahead and I'll place it over here with another cardinal. But what I want to do first, before I start adding any of that, is I want to add a bow. And the reason why I want to add my bow first is because I want to be able to get that position, and I'm actually taking it off my fluff box as I have my back turned to you here, because I made it on my Pro Bow earlier today. And I just made a simple little plaid bow. I wished I'd had 1.5 inch ribbon, because I think that I could have made some more loops with that, but this came out kind of nice. It's just a simple little bow, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to tie it on the left here, to the left of my cardinal, on his little birdhouse. And I'm going to get that on there, and then I'm going to start putting everything else on. So you just go ahead and you feed that through your wreath form. Make sure it's positioned the way you want it positioned. This is, you know, these types of wreaths are really fun to make because all you're doing is you're just gluing things on. You don't have to worry about, you know, cutting mesh or cutting ribbon. I mean, you can add ribbon streamers to these if you want, but we're just going to be gluing stuff on. We're going to be gluing our greenery, and so I'm just going to go ahead and position this. I know the one in the picture was a little bit more toward the bottom, but I want this off to the side a little bit here. You can certainly put yours wherever you like it. I'm not going to worry about making it too perfect now because we're going to be adding other things. I just kind of want to hold it up a little bit and see how it looks next to my birdie. And I had put away all my Christmas ribbon, and then I don't know where I happened to find this plaid, but I wanted to do a red plaid, so I think that'll work in that spot. Let me just hold it up and look at it. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So there's our start right there. Now, I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to add to these. Now, I really tried hard to find zinnias, but I couldn't find them in any of the craft stores. There are some places online where you can order them if you want zinnias. I think I did post some links in the group before to show you. But I just got some similar flowers that kind of look like zinnias. I'm actually pulling something else out right now. I got these really pretty branches. I'm not even sure what they are, from Hobby Lobby, and they shed quite a bit. So they're going to be all over the place. Just go ahead and cut the tag off. And I'm going to add these here and there. The nice thing about the balsam base or the pine base is that you can just kind of stick everything that you have in as you go along. And then when you're happy with your placement, then you can just go ahead and start gluing. Where's my clippers? So how many of these are on here? There's probably 4 or 5 branches. I'm just going to snip these off and get them ready. But I thought the white, kind of like snowy, they look like they have a little bit of snow on them, which I thought was pretty. those ready. You can see how they're shedding like crazy. Put that over there. You can see my table a little bit more here. Okay. And let's see what else I had. I actually bought some ivy. So it's kind of all stuck together. But this is ivy. And this will look really pretty to add on top of the balsam. There's some extra greenery, so I'm just going to cut a few pieces of these off. This is a pretty big plant. And this I did get at Hobby Lobby as well. All their florals and their plants, their greenery were 50% off. So this is what's going to make it a little bit, you know, it is still pretty much a winter wreath, but you're adding the extra greenery. So this is something that you're going to be able to hang up into the spring. That's my goal anyway. And we've got these little short pieces, but I still want to, whoops, I still want to be able to use this whole bush here. I was thinking too, now as an afterthought, I should have bought some eucalyptus branches. That would look really pretty. To stick a few eucalyptus branches in here, but now it's too late. So, but as you know, if you haven't gone out and gotten your supplies yet, think about maybe adding some eucalyptus branches. That would be really pretty as well. Okay, now I just have a little stub left, so we'll throw this away. Let's see what else I have here. And the white flowers that were pictured in the wreath I showed you were spider mums. I couldn't find any of those either. I'm not quite sure what these are. They're not labeled. They're not, I don't believe that they're mums, or not, they're not mums, I'm sorry. I don't believe that they're hydrangeas. They look a little bit different than hydrangeas, but I'm going to use these, and there's some pretty leaves on there as well. So I've got those in white and I've got those in red. And they kind of look like the zinnias too, so, except they don't have the yellow in the center. So I got a bunch of those. So let's see, and I also got some of this for greenery. So we're gonna put our greenery on first, I think. And this looks like it's boxwood to me. I'm pretty sure that that's boxwood. So we're going to have a lot of green here. I'm going to cut a few of these off. You don't need to cover all of your pine base. You know what I really need? I need another set of these wire clippers. Because these are on their last legs. I can't even tell you how old these clippers are. Whoops. I actually have a eucalyptus wreath in the other room. I was contemplating taking it apart and using it, but I've had it for a long time. I don't want to do that. All right, so I'm just going to start, try to get where you can see. I'm going to start adding some of these branches. We'll start with the ivy. And there's really no method here. I'm going to move these out of the way so I can have one on my table. to show you what I'm doing. You're just going to start feeding them in to your wreath. And I may just go ahead and start gluing them, but I just want to kind of see how these look first of all. And again, this is ivy. You can go up and, you know, over the edges of your wreath form. You don't have to stay right on top of it. The branches kind of hold your greenery in too. You can kind of wrap it around it, so you don't really even have to glue it. You see how already the greenery just covers up your balsam there? It's already looking like more like a spring wreath than a winter wreath. And this was just one branch of ivy that I bought. And look at all that, it's covering the whole wreath. And I'm just kind of sticking it around. Again, if you want to hang off the bottom of the wreath, you can do that. That's all my my ivy, but I have my pretty boxwood too I can stick in here. And this is where you can kind of start giving it a little bit of height if you want, and let that kind of branch up and out. I will be going around after I'm gluing this. But I want to make sure that my placement My placement looks good. You see already how long has this taken me so far? 5 minutes. And you've got all this pretty green. I probably should have gotten 2 bunches of this box, but I really like this box work. I don't really have much of it on the bottom, but look how pretty that's looking so far. With all that green. Isn't that pretty? You can't even really tell that there's a balsam base under there. Well, you can a little bit, but. All right, let's see. And these are really pretty as well. Just kind of stick these around here and there. A little bit of white sticking out. Let me just kind of look at that a little bit here. Very pretty. I think I maybe want to have this going this way though. Okay. Now, a bit of white in there. Look how pretty that is. Not sure if I like that there though. I don't know if I want it on the inside. I'm going to put it on the outside here like that. Yeah, I like that better at the bottom. Okay. Now we've got, I think I'm going to put my nest on though because I don't want to forget about my little birdie nest here. I'm going to put this right over here, I think. I'll get my glue. And my little eggs are already glued in, so I don't have to worry about them falling out. Good amount of glue on there. Put that right there. And now I decided I was going to use, since this birdie's going this way, this birdie's facing that way. I'm going to put this birdie by his nest going the other way. This one here. And he's got a little wire on him, but I don't really think I need that because I'm just going to glue it. So let me clip this wire off. These clippers are on. Oh, he just pulled right out, so that worked. We're just going to glue him right on top of his nest. So he could be sitting near his nest. Let me just make sure that I'm going to put him right there on top of his nest. So he's watching his eggs. Just like that. And these birds are so light. I don't know, it doesn't look like a traditional cardinal, but I like those feathers that are hanging out there. Maybe I will have this going this way. I feel like I need these to be all going the same way. There. So, then we've got our little birdie on her in her birdhouse. We've got our little birdie over here watching his eggs. But I have another one too. So we're going to put him somewhere, and then we're going to put our flowers in. Let's see where we can put him. Maybe up here at the top. They're so pretty though, they're so cute. I want to be able to use all of them. Maybe I'll put him up here at the top. And like I said, I didn't glue any of my ivy and I just kind of stuck it inside the branches. And I'm not really too concerned about that moving around too much. I will go back and I'll glue it. But look at that. Look how pretty that is already. And I haven't even added any of the flowers. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, but now we're going to add some flowers. And I know that the one in the picture, you know, has everything kind of hanging out around the outside. You can certainly do that. You can let your greenery really hang down a little bit more if you want. It's entirely up to you. Oh, you know what? I found another piece of boxwood down the floor here. So I'm going to stick this piece of boxwood down here because there really isn't much down here. There. So now let's add some flowers. I don't know about these leaves. I'm not really too happy with these leaves. They look like lily pads to me. So I don't think I'm going to use the leaves. I think I'm just going to use the flowers. I had kind of wished that those came with different leaves, but they didn't, so. Some white. I have a bunch of red. got a lot more red than I got the white. I wish I knew what these were. I know they're not hydrangeas. Okay. Now, let's see where we want to put these. We're going to add some color. That's definitely a good spot, so let's glue that. Oh, this is going to be so pretty when it's done. Let's see. I have one more red, but I'm thinking I might have too much red already. Maybe I'll put it up on top. You can kind of pop out toward the top there. I'm running out of glue, so let me get another glue stick. Oh, look how quickly, look how fast this went though. Easiest project in the world. Now I'm going to do some white. I think my sister's going to end up stealing this wreath from me. She doesn't really like the deco mesh wreaths. She likes flowers. And when I posted this, she got very excited. She says, you know that I love that kind of wreath, so I think she's going to try to steal it from me. We'll see. Her birthday's not until October, so she really can't use that as an excuse. Let's see. Where am I going to put this white flower? This other white flower? Maybe up on top over here. It can pop out. Let's just pop out up over here. Kind of hide a little bit. Excuse me. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at that, you guys. And how long did that take me? Isn't that beautiful? I may shorten my bow, but I'm not sure. Look how pretty that is. But I'm not done. I actually have some berries that I found that I had, some little berry sprigs. And if I can find some room, we're going to add a couple of these too. think I want to glue these because I'm afraid that they might not stay. I haven't even burned myself once yet, you guys. Can you believe that? Ooh, I spoke too soon. Just want to put a few berries here and there. Not too many. This I'm going to have to clip off a little bit. This is a big piece. I think I had this berry garland for forever. And I've just sort of been like clipping off branches here and there to use in different projects. I don't like these big berries so much. I like the smaller ones. I'm going to use those. Come on. Do I want any more berries? Let's see. How much fun you can have with this, though. You create as you go along. Let me see if I want any more berries. Let me take a look at that. How pretty is that? You guys, I think this literally took me less than an hour to do this. Yep. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Look at that. I feel like my bow is not doing what I want it to do here. So I may have to play with that a little bit. But look at that, you guys. Is that gorgeous? What do you think? I may add a few more berries. I'm not sure yet, but this literally took me less than an hour. Very, very easy to do. You can position your bow anywhere you want. You don't have to put it where I put mine. I'm trying to fix it as I'm looking at my laptop here. I'm going to have to like hang it on the wall and play with it a little bit, and then I'll take a picture to post in the group. But there it is, you guys. There is your, well, it's actually not a grapevine wreath. It's a balsam base, but have fun with yours. I can't wait to see it. And the video will be ready in the morning. And I'll post this in the group so you can see. Thank you so much for watching. And I can't wait to see yours. Bye, guys.